are here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, the lead from within life. Um, so our topic today is how to overcome struggles in life. So are you someone who is facing so many challenges in life? And sometimes when you get up in the morning, you feel like you can't go on because of the struggles that you're facing. I'm going to share with you today the steps how to overcome the struggles in your life and how I overcame my own struggles as well in my life. And so the first one, basically, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of what you're going through. The reason why I'm saying don't be ashamed is because some people, when they are going through problems, they will rather not say anything to anyone. They will rather bottle things up and hoping that the problems will go away. And in doing so, you end up basically uh, having problems without the problems, because when you have problems are meant to be shared with somebody else. You're meant to find mentors in your life. Mentors, we're not talking about um, someone you can pay money. There are family members who are mentors who could play part as a mentor in your life. There are friends who can play as a mentor in your life. So those kind of people that you trust, everyone has that one person in their lives that is a champion to their lives that they trust. So that's why I'm saying don't be ashamed when you're going through struggles in life. Just um, share those struggles with somebody else, and know that Jesus himself struggled um, with so many challenges in life. He was rejected, and so if God himself, the creator of our destiny, if he was rejected, so that means we are going to be rejected as well. So don't be ashamed of your problems. Don't be ashamed of rejection. Don't be ashamed of any challenges that are coming in your life. Just find somebody to talk about it. That is uh, that is the number one thing that you should basically avoid, to be ashamed, to feel ashamed. I'm saying this because I did feel ashamed with my problems once in my life when I was going through problems in my relationship. There were times where I felt that if I tell my friends that this is what I'm going through, I'm gonna basically, it's gonna bring shame to my life. Or if I tell my family this is what I'm going through, it's gonna bring shame to my family. There were so many things in my head that I used to create. So don't feel ashamed. And also don't feel so the next one, don't feel sorry for yourself. And when I'm saying don't feel sorry for yourself is because uh, we tend to bottle things up, like I said before, and we bottle things up. We don't want to talk about the problems, and we just want to go under the pillow and feeling sorry for ourselves, and basically we're hoping that problems will sort itself out. So problems are not going to sort itself out. It's very, very important to not feel sorry for yourself. It's very, very important to actually make calls. If you are having problems, you are having struggles, and you have a landline and you have a mobile phone, make calls. There must be somebody on your phone list, somebody that will be willing to listen, not to tell you what to do. Somebody just will be willing to stay at the other end of the phone and just listen while you scream, while you shout. So it is important not to feel sorry for yourself. And when you share something with someone, it makes things better. When they don't tell you what to do, you just feel. I have friends sometimes they call me and they will scream and they will shout, and I do understand that this is what they are going through. Uh, my job basically is to listen, um, and I'm not gonna tell them lie and tell them everything is gonna be okay, because it won't until they decide to sort the problems out. So things become okay if you are willing to sort the problems out. So if my friends screams and they shout, I just listen to them, and when they finish, I just let them know that don't stay there too long. It's okay to scream, it's okay to shout, but don't stay there too long. And the reason why you have to make phone calls, basically seeking help, is basically it helps. Sometimes you might need just to speak to somebody and they will just say a few words of encouragement, or they will just say, oh, okay, actually I know how you can help. I can help you with that problems that you're going through. And the other thing is change your path. If things are not going well the way you want them to be, you need to, maybe that you need to tweak your path a little bit. And when you tweak your path, I don't know your beliefs, what your beliefs might be. I would say ask God or ask the universe to connect you with the destiny helpers. When you tell the universe exactly what you are looking for. You'll be looking to seek for someone to come and help you with the problems that you are going through. So you have to speak direct to the universe. Ask the universe, connect me with my mentors, connect me with the people that can help me with my life, with what I'm going through. Those are helpers. Ask God to connect you with your destiny helpers. If you're going through something, if you are not a Christian, ask the universe to connect you. Even if you are not a Christian, you can still ask God. But you have to believe what you are asking. You have to believe that it is done. Ask God to connect you with the destiny helpers. Destiny helpers is just people that you connect with. You have a problem, they'll come in and they will help you to sort out those problems. We call them destiny helpers, the angels of God that are just like us. So make sure you do that, because if you stay under the pillow, you feel sorry for yourself, then you think life will get worse. And then the other one, you need to know that basically know that life is not a guarantee. There's no guarantee for tomorrow. There's a guarantee for today, but tomorrow is another day. Remind yourself what you have. Remind yourself where God has pulled you through. There must be some challenges. If you are going through a struggle, there must be struggles in the past that you had to go through. Remind yourself how you had to pull through those struggles and be grateful. Be grateful for that. Be grateful, because there must be a time where you've had struggles before and God had to pull you out. So for me, when I'm going through struggles in my life, I had to look at my age. I have to look at my age. I have to look at my friends' lives and look at my friends where they've been through and where God has pulled them through. I have to look at my family. have to remember that within it, because around the world, somebody is being told life-changing situations, life-changing news. So if I'm going through struggles and there is a way that I can actually pull through these struggles, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to thank thank the struggles that have been presented in my life. I'll thank them. Then I'll have to fight that battle. Accept change. When the struggles are presented into your life, it's a change. It's a life-changing situation. It's a change. So you have to basically accept that change without comparing your life with your friends, without comparing your life with your colleagues, without comparing your business with somebody else, without comparing your life with anybody else. People go around, they'll compare their fake hair with somebody else. They'll compare their eyelashes with somebody else. Compare your nails with somebody else. Compare your high heels with somebody else's high heels. Compare your handbag with somebody else's handbag. But your life is unique. You have to be grateful and see your life as unique as individual. That's what makes you stand out. If you don't have the handbag that this person has, you don't know what they had to go through to buy that handbag. So never compare your life with somebody else. Comparing your life is the thief of joy. Never compare your life with anyone. We don't have control in life. We don't have control, but we have control in one thing: how we respond to every situation. In that moment, when you are presented with a life-changing situation, you have control of how to respond. You have a choice of how to respond. So never compare your life with anyone. Never compare your life with anyone. People change. We meet people, we get to know them. 2 years down the line, they change. And when they change, because we're human, we don't want to see change, we get hurt. But why is it changed? Why is she changed? She and my friends for a very long time. Now she has changed. She's doing all these things. You feel, maybe you feel you're being left out when your friends decide to be who they want to be instead of learning from them. The plans we have, they do change. I had a business plan. I had everything. I thought I had all figured out. I had figured everything out. Wrote my business plan. But as I walk through that path, I realized that plans change. I'm sure there's been a time where you have had to basically go through the struggles in your life where basically everything goes smooth and life is beautiful, but then the things change. And then you are like, why me? Why do struggles enter our lives? Struggles enter our lives to give us strength, to basically to help us be creative. They help us basically because when you are dealing with the struggles, you get to meet your inner being. your true self. You get to meet the person that you thought was never existed. You get to meet that person when you are fighting struggles, when you are climbing the mountains. You get to meet this person and you get to know yourself. You get to be creative. So if we were to get rid of why me, and focus and look back how we fought those problems, those struggles, we will realize how amazing it could be. We'll realize that how amazing life could be. So people change in life. The plans that we had, they change. The struggles, they come to our lives to teach us a lesson, to teach us, to help us, to show us that we could be something that we never thought we could be. That's why struggle enters our lives. Life is a journey. I love that quote that says life is a journey and I'm finding myself. I haven't forgotten who wrote that quote. It's in my head all the time. Life is a journey and I'm finding myself. Whenever I'm faced with challenges, whenever I'm going through challenges in life, I always tell myself that life is a journey and I'm finding myself. Because every time I am faced with challenges, I rediscover who Nomsa is, what I could be. Life is not a straight path. Anyone that can tell me that he has had a straight path, just come and give me a hug and tell me, Nomsa, you're wrong. Life is a straight path. But for me, it has not been a straight path. Struggles have come into my life to help me to grow. Struggles have come into my life to show me that I am unique. I am unique as an individual. Be grateful of the change that comes your way. Use struggles to unleash that power within. Use your struggles to help you become the person that you are meant to be, not expected to be by your family, by your friends. Struggles, they come to help us get creative. They help us to unleash our creativity within. They help us to remember who we are, our identity, but we can choose to respond and ignore who we are. We can respond by feeling sorry for ourselves, or we can respond by letting the struggles help us find that creativity, our creativity within. Our identities, when you're going through struggles, you don't have to basically forget your values. Remember who you are, your values, your beliefs. Struggles, they are there to help you build strength. They help you to be the person that you want to be, your purpose. You know your purpose in life. You know how you were created to be. You know your destiny. The struggles, when struggles come in my life, I cry. When I'm saying I cry, I'm saying I cry, I pray. I don't pray in silence. When I have struggles, you will never find me on my knees saying, God, help me now. I cry. I cry to God. You will find me when I'm going through problems. I will call out to the God of Elijah, the God that defeated death, to help me with my situation. I will call out to the, the, the blood of Jesus that raised Lazarus from death. I will call out to the Jehovah Jah, Jehovah Shalom, to help me to arise and help me in my situation, to connect me with my helpers, to connect me with my mentors. When I'm going through problems, I have to see things as they are. I cannot say things will sort itself out. I have to cry out. When you're going through pain, you are going through struggles, you are going through changes in your life. When you fight those struggles, you will become the person you are meant to be. Don't be afraid. It doesn't matter whatever the news God tells you, or whatever the news the doctors tells you, whatever the news, it doesn't matter. Every moment, every minute of your life matters that moment. It should matter anyway, every single day. Don't be afraid of the unknown. You have a choice. When you are presented with struggles in life, you have a choice. But when it comes to life, there is a danger about your destiny. In order for you to fulfill your destiny, the life that we thought would be, the things that we thought, the plans that we plan, that we think we see in one stage of our lives, will show up in a different dimension. The universe has a way to deal with things. God has a way to deal with things. I might say, right, help me to become a billionaire. But God will listen or say, no, sir, I hear you. The universe will say, no, sir, I hear you. But how far are you willing to go in order for you to get to where you want to go? There's life has a way. It will show up in a different way. You plan to get married, plan to plan to maybe start a business, plan holidays, plan so many things, but it will show up. Those plans will make tend to come and show up in a different dimension. That it will be different. Sometimes you may not even recognize that dream is the original dream. You thought it would be. I'm talking from the experience. I'm talking from our life experience, the challenges and the struggles that I had to go through, where I had planned, I had goals, where I have written my goals, where I have written so many things, and in my when God says, the Bible says, if you seek you find. I get excited. I'll get it and plan things, but then the things will show up in a different way. But because I didn't have the knowledge of how to deal with problems, how to respond in my problems, I will respond in a way where I'll be feeling sorry for myself. You know what, God, when you say you want something, God wants something that can handle. If you say you want marriage, there will be a challenge. That challenge is there to see whether can you actually face that marriage that you're asking. Can you actually face, you want to be a billionaire, can you actually handle the success that you are seeking? Can you actually handle the success if you say, I'm going to travel around the world? Can you actually handle that journey? And then life will present you with the small problems. And what do we do when we are presented with problems? We forget every blessing that we have ever received. We forget it. We focus on that problems instead of being grateful to say, you know what? I know where life is taking me. I don't know what tomorrow will bring, and I don't know what tomorrow will be. But all I know is right now, I'm going to live my life as it was my last day on earth. I'm going to thank you, problems. I'm grateful. You give me problems, I'm grateful for them. Give me problems, I'm grateful for them. If you give me problems, I'll be grateful. Last year, I found myself homeless. We decided to move house. And found the house that we want. And we got excited. We found the home that we want. Last minute. I mean last minute. People changed their mind. So we found ourselves having to exchange, but the people that wanted to take our house, there was an option for them to move in there. We had an option to put everything on hold and basically move out of the house. And I look at my children, I look at my spouse, I look at my life, and I was like, basically, I didn't feel defeated. I was so grateful, and I was like, I'm not going to fight these people. They want the house. They want to move into this house. In our house, we've just been told that they have changed their mind. It's last minute. This didn't go through. And I was like, we're gonna have to go to our children's grandpas, live there. We had to go and live with my family. I had to ask my kids, are you guys happy? And even today, we are still looking for a home. I had to take a break from house hunting. I had to basically think the problems I found myself. You know, when you find you are living, you have your own home. You get up in the morning, you do whatever you want, and then you find yourself with that option is not there. I could have easily be a drama queen and said, you know what, we're not moving out, because we had that choice of saying we're not moving out. But I said, you know what, maybe there is a reason why these people have to move in. We have to find, all we're gonna do, find out is we're gonna go and stay with my father-in-law, and I refused to actually go and rent. And I was like, I don't want to find a home to rent. I'm tired. So I was like, we're gonna have to hunt for a home. So it was a choice that I would have seen that as a struggle. I would have seen that as a challenge, but it wasn't very challenging. Having your own space is freedom. Having your own home where you go to is freedom. And that freedom was taken away. I felt that freedom was taken away, but I had a choice. So I responded with what I thought was good, right? And we moved out. We put everything in the straight, and then we came and lived with father-in-law. And in that way, it means that I can find a home. And I had so much noise. People telling me what I should do, what I shouldn't. And I was like, I just want peace. my time will come, I will find a home with the kids, I will find it. So when you have that attitude, where respond, you choose to respond. How you respond, you choose how you're going to respond to a situation. So I had a choice to basically to respond as a drama queen, or to respond and say, you know what, these are challenges. I saw my life, it was a struggle. So that's what I had to do. I had to say, okay, we're gonna go and live with my father. And everyone was like, what now? I was like, yes. So I had to teach it. It's something that I've taught my children, that, you know, in life, we don't get everything that we ask for. And before we get everything that we ask for, there's gonna be challenges. So when you are going through something, it's okay to scream. You can scream. It's okay to shout. And make sure you don't live there for too long. Don't live there too long. Don't live there too long. You are going through something. And some of you might say, Nomsa, you know what? I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I hear your story. But you don't know what I'm going through. They say you don't know. Some of you might be watching this video, might tell me, Nomsa, I tell me that I need to respond. I have a choice how I respond. I have a choice to ask God for help. I have a choice to ask the universe to help me. But you don't know what I'm going through. But I'm going to walk with you. The problems that I had to face, the struggles that I had to overcome in my life, these blocks that I had to face in my life, and how I had to create a new path in my life. In 2004, I lost my father. I have two fathers in my life. My both parents remarried. I come from a broken home. My mother and my father got married when my mom was 19. My dad was older than my mom, and my mom had to pull out from school. So she had my older sister when she was 9. So my parents divorced. I was 8 months when they divorced. So I lived with my dad. My mom had to go back to school after they divorced. And my mom wanted my father to take responsibilities. So my grandmother, my father had to go to work, and my grandmother had to look after us children. So I have two fathers. I have two mothers, my stepmom, my step-parents, and my parents. But I don't call them step-parents. I've never called my parents a step-parent. When I have to make sure that people understand my why I have two daddies. So I lost my dad, my stepdad, which is my stepdad, is my dad. 2004, I lost him. I spent the whole 2004 grieving. Everybody telling me how I should grieve, and even myself telling myself, thinking that this is the right way to grieve. And sometimes I'll have bad days, and sometimes I'll have good days. I spent the whole year grieving for my father. When I did actually find a breakthrough with my grieving, found a breakthrough, then I went to a matchmaker. I hired a matchmaker basically to find me a man, because I was very, very busy. I didn't have the time. And I knew that if I go to a nightclub or wherever I go online, I didn't have the time. And this woman, she was so nice. She would give me men. I'll have a look at them, and I'll be like, I'll meet them. And sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to meet this one. And but then I met this right man. You know, I'm grieving. I spent 2004. My father died in February 2004. I spent that whole year grieving. Everybody telling me how I should grieve. I was close to my father. Life was tough. Knowing that I would never ever hear his voice again. I was a Christian, but I wasn't a strong Christian then. I didn't know. I thought I knew God's principles, but I didn't. I didn't know how to use the Bible as a weapon to heal myself, to find breakthrough in my life. I didn't know how to do it. And I'm sure there are so many people who have been in my situation who go to church every Sunday, every Saturday, who don't know how to use the Bible as a weapon to find a breakthrough instead of basically getting to stress and depression. So I was one of them. I didn't know how to grieve. My father was there, and then the next thing I'm being told that he is no longer there. The memories that we have created were no longer going to be there no more. The memories that I thought we were going. I'm in the UK. I'm thinking when I go home, I'm going to do this with my father. I'm going to do this. And I felt that everything was stripped away from me because I didn't know God. I knew God was there, but I didn't know how to seek help. I didn't know how to ask God to help me. So I spent the whole 2004 grieving. I'm being told this is how you should grieve. I basically was confusing. Then when I found that breakthrough, I found a man. My life, it was so beautiful. I found a man, finally found a man that I've been looking for all my life. A man that can accept me for who I am. A man that basically that had all the qualities that I was looking for as a woman. My father died again. My second father, my biological father, now in 2005, he decided to die. Then I'm like, I've just got basically grieved for my other father. Now I'm grieving for my father. I remember talking to my father on the phone. He tells me, no, this is goodbye. I don't think I'm going to last for a week. My goodbye to you today. Gave me his consultant's phone number, but I wasn't able to get through to his consultant, and I knew it was my goodbye. And the father, when you're close to someone, and I find my life that block again, I was confused. My life had been turned upside down again. I was confused. When I'm saying confused, I went to confused.com. I was so confused. I didn't know God. I didn't know how to use God's principles. I didn't know how to cry out. I didn't know how to seek help. I was confused completely. I just went to a different world. Here's now I have found my life is so perfect. It was so perfect. But then my father is gone. The memories again. Harinomsa. My father, me and my fathers were very close. They were the men that taught me to be who I wanted to be. That I could be anything if I wanted to be. Meaning if I could be anything, it means if I'm willing to work for it. You can't just be something if you're not willing to do the work. So I found my life back with a struggle. Now I'm struggling. I'm grieving. I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. I spent 1 year grieving. Then I found breakthrough. When I did find that breakthrough, it was beautiful. I lived my life. And a few years later, I had gave birth to my daughter 2006. In 2009, you see, life has a way. The path, I watch in my life, getting older, with the father of my child. But in 2009, I found myself back to square one. Now I'm a single mom. And I'm like, what's the heck is going on? And I find myself, I'm crying, I'm walking to the GP, and I'm like, the GP does not call me Nomsa, he calls me Ngosi. Ngosi is my legal name. Ngosi is named after me. Sa is my middle name, and Clara, basically Nomsa Clara, Ngosi, Nomsa. That's my name. So my GP does not call me Nomsa, calls me Ngosi. So that's how I named my show. So I'm walking into the room, and the doctor asks, what is wrong? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me. I'm like, I'm confused. I feel like something in my head, somebody has hit my head. I can't think. I don't know what's going on. It's a shock. I have no idea what's going on. I had gone completely to a shock. The beautiful life that I had. See, where I used to live, my house where I used to live, people used to stop just to view the house, just to look at the house outside. The house was beautiful. The flowers outside, it was so beautiful. It was basically so beautiful. People would just view. We had something, but then you could see everything. And I find myself now, I have to everything. When a relationship ends, it doesn't matter how long you've known that person, 10 years, 2 days. You go to a shop. The pain is the same. So I'm finding myself, I'm back to square one. So like I'm back to 2004 now, where when I went to that matchmaker and said, find me a man, I was back to square one. And I remember I was crying. And I was crying, blaming God. And I said, God, I ask you to give me a man. The qualities of a man, you said if you seek, you will find. And I was screaming and I was shouting that at that moment, no matter had changed. I knew how to pray, but there was one thing that I didn't know. Personal development. I didn't have time to meditate, I didn't have time to fast, I didn't have time to actually work on myself. The time I had, if you tell me how to match my high heels, how to match my handbag, I will show you how it's done. I spend 2 hours and 3 hours getting dressed. But I'm crying. I find myself and I'm in front of the mirror, and I had, when I was saying, God, I'm screaming to God, I'm saying, you say anything you ask in my name, it will be given to you. Seek, you will find. The doors of opportunities will be open to you. But why would you give me a life and strip that life away from? Why? I'm having a one-on-one with God, not with my friends. I had to have a one-on-one with God. At that moment, I didn't have time to blame myself. I didn't have time to blame my ex, because there was a decisions that had to be made. When a relationship ends, you have to decide who is living what. I didn't want to live in the house. He didn't want to live in the house. Decisions had to be made. I cried, and I hear this voice saying, Nomsa. Then I let go of crying, and I sat down. I didn't sit down. I looked in front of the mirror. I went back to 2004, and I realized that actually I knew what I wanted. I knew what kind of a man I was looking for. I knew my desires. I knew what I wanted. When I met that man, I neglected my desires. I neglected my want. And what I didn't know is how to say it, how to ask that king how he wanted me to save him, how I forgot to actually tell the king as a queen how to save me. And God is Nomsa, you asked me for everything that I wanted, but I gave it to you. Go back. And then I had to go back. I had to be honest. And being honest, it hurts. When you go back and you are being honest, it hurts when you realize that actually, if I could have done these things would have been different. So I realized I didn't know anything. I didn't have the knowledge about relationship. I didn't know how to run a relationship. So that's how I got into psychology, because I wanted to know what I didn't know. I wanted to know why my relationship always end up the same story. It always the same story. What I had to do, I had to take off my high heels. I had to take off my heels. The reason why I had to take off my heels, I had to have basically some talk with Nomsa. I had to have basically sit down with Nomsa, which is me, and talking to me. I had to be honest. I had to be honest with myself. What did I want out of life? Why is my relationship ended up in the same way, same story? Then I had to learn to find out why things went the way they went in my life. I had to figure out how to solve my struggles. I had to create a plan. Creating a plan on solving problems, it does not mean that the problems will be sorted out. There's a magic pill to sort out the problems. There is a miracle. You have to work for it. I had to work to sort my problems out. I had to work within to sort me out. I was a daddy's girl. When I mean a daddy's girl, I was never spoiled. My parents never spoiled me. But there's one thing I have never saw. My parents, they have never had a fight in front of us children. It's not that they didn't argue, they did. And I grew up believing that in relationship, people don't fight. And for me, my parents never told me off. If I do something wrong, they'll sit down with me. They will explain the consequences. If I do that again, if I do not listen to them, what will happen? They will explain what will happen. So I expected every man to behave the same way my fathers did behave. So I had to learn that people are different. People are unique as individuals. So I had to take off my high heels. When you want to climb the mountain, some things have to change. When you want to climb the mountain, you have to have some talk with yourself. When you want to climb the mountain, you have to find a mentor. You have to find a mentor if you want to climb the mountains. A mentor is a destiny helper, is a teacher, godly parents, a coach, a mentor, a friend. Destiny, those are destiny helpers. I had to find somebody to help me with my life. I had to find a psychologist. I went through 3 psychologists. within my life, searching for the truth, searching for what has gone wrong in my life, wanting to fix the problems, not to blame anyone. Found a mentor to mentor me, to teach me the things that I didn't know about relationships. I wanted some change in my life. I wanted to find peace in my life. So I had to take off my high heels to climb the mountain. Instead, when I put these high heels, before my relationship ended, I will make sure that I don't step in the mud. I will protect these high heels instead of protecting what's on the inside of me. I will protect the high heels, making sure that when I step on the outside, I look good. I will protect my high heels instead of protecting myself within. Instead of working on myself, I will protect the high heels. So the high heels had to go. They had to go, not disappear completely. The high heels had to go because I had a mountain that I needed to climb. I needed to sort my life out. So I had to learn to pray. As a Christian, I had to learn to use the Bible. I had to learn to use the Bible as my weapon. When I say I'm a Christian, I had to understand, what does it mean to be a Christian? What does it mean to use God's principles? Who could be in my life as a Christian? What kind of people? The tribe, I had to learn to choose the tribe. I had to learn to basically I had to choose the people that can hang out in my life. In that meant I needed to find mentors, not to judge anyone. I needed to find mentors. I needed to find godly parents. I needed to find friends that can teach me the things that I didn't know, so I can teach others. That means I had to know how to use the Bible. When I'm praying, I had to know how to call God to help me. If my marriage is not working, I had to know how to call him. And I've learned that. The God of Elijah, the God of Abraham, the God that defeated death, the God that raised Lazarus dead, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jah, Jehovah Shalom. The list goes on. I had to learn to be who I wanted to be. I had to learn to be me, not to pretend to be something that I'm not. It means if I need to pray, I'm going to pray. If I need to scream, my neighbors are going to hear me screaming. I will scream and crying to God to help me when I have problems. And it meant if I don't know what I don't know, I shouldn't feel ashamed. I seek help from the mentors, from the people that knows what I was looking for. So that's how I deal with my problems. And that's how I deal with my problems. And I had to know what's on the inside of me is greater than what's on the outside. I didn't have to work so hard protecting my high heels. I didn't have to work so hard to protecting. I had to realize what's on the inside of me is greater than what's on the outside. I did not have to protect the high heels. If I stepped outside and step in the mud, it is okay. The inside is okay. If it rains, if I step outside, if it rains, it's okay. Those are the things that I had to understand. That it is okay. I had to work on myself. I had to work on my inner struggles. I had to understand that my fathers are different from the men that I'm gonna date. I had to understand that basically I had to grieve, accept the death of my fathers, let them go, knowing that God is gonna look after them in heaven. I didn't have to worry about them anymore. I didn't have to. So today I'm gonna leave you with this. When you're going through problems, through struggles, you need to realize what's on the inside of you is greater than what's on the outside. Find a mentor. Find destiny helpers. When you are going through something, find destiny helpers. Friends, it could be a friend in your family, it could be a friend that is a champion, it could be a family member, it could be someone, a mentor, it could be a coach, it could be godly parents, godly sisters. It could be anyone that understands you, that gets you, that knows, that understands your vision. You understand your vision. Somebody else, when you tell them, they might do. So find those kind of people. You are the creator of your destiny. It is important to know that you are the creator of your destiny. God does not help if you don't ask for help. He does not like to interfere. The universe does not like to interfere. You create your own destiny. You tell God what you want, and He will make sure that you get what you want by bringing challenges first. You have to learn how to fight those challenges. Or sometimes you ask God, He will give you a breakthrough, blessings, just like that. You create your own destiny. God just provides. He is our provider. He is a mentor to us. So you create your own destiny by telling God, what do you desire? By trusting Him. If you are not a Christian, the universe, what do you desire for the universe to do for you? Trust. When you believe in something, you've got to trust. You've got to make sure that you're grateful for those little things that God gives you. I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful of my life, where He's pulled me through. Very, very grateful. I'm very, very, very grateful for. So you have to learn to fight for your own destiny, to create your own destiny. You are the creator. God created you to design your own life. Tell Him, if you read every scripture, you will understand. I didn't know how to read the scriptures. I go to church, I say hallelujah, amen. I didn't even know how to say amen. I just go quiet and listen to the preachers, and I'll go out and I'll say, he was good. But I didn't actually know how to receive the word of God. I didn't know how to use the word of God, to use the Bible as my weapon. And now I know. You tell me something, I go to the Bible and I ask God to tell me a meaning. What's the meaning? If I want a business, I just go to God. And I implement, I do the work, I implement, and I ask him to make it happen for me. But before, I didn't know that. I just go under the pillow, I feel sorry for myself, I feel ashamed for seeking help. I'll be like, so many things my head will be creating, so many things in my head. So live with grace, everyone. YouTube channel, YouTube family, please subscribe to our channel and live with grace. If you want to get in touch with Ngozi Talk Shows, please get in touch with me, our page, and at our page, or you want to get in touch with any of our coaches, you can email me, or you can find the email address on the website. The website is here on my uh, in front of the video, so you can email me and let me know what you desire. Who do you want to connect with? If you are looking for love, go to Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency and register. I'll get back to you, or anyone in the team will get back to you. So live with grace and God bless. Don't work so hard. Protecting your shoes, making sure you don't step in the mud. Step in that mud. Know that what's on the inside of you is greater than what's on the outside.